Okay, for this section 3 definitions video, I got my laptop here to help me with some of this. We're going to talk about carbon dating. Now, what is carbon dating? Okay, carbon dating is measuring the decay of a certain type of atom found in a once living organism to determine when it was last alive. Okay, carbon-14, it decays at a predictable rate. Carbon-14, like all radioactive particles, has what's called a half-life. The half-life is the amount of time it takes for the number of radioactive particles in a sample to decrease by half. So the amount of radioactive particles in a sample will decrease by half over a period of time. There's a certain period of time for carbon-14. Carbon-14 has a half-life of 5,730 years. This means that after 5,730 years, according to carbon dating, the amount of carbon-14 atoms in a plant that you found fossilized will be half of what it was the last time that plant took a breath. After 11,460 years, which is 5,730 years times 2, which is 2 half-lives, there will be 1/4 of the carbon-14 that was originally present. After 17,190 years, you will have just 1/8 of the number of carbon-14 atoms. The time limit that you can date things using carbon-14 is about 50,000 years. So the way they measure how old something is, now this gets a little confusing, but the way they measure how old something is to compare the amount of carbon-14 atoms in something and compare it to the amount of carbon-12 atoms in the atmosphere. And since they should be about the same, you can determine it this way. Now, they say apparently our industrial evolution has been pumping a bunch of carbon into the atmosphere and messing with the ratio of carbon-12 to carbon-14 atoms. So also, the nuclear bombs that were set off in the 20th century apparently also messed with those ratios as well. So those are things that need to be considered as well. Another definition that you need to be familiar with is cosmology. What is cosmology? Is it the study of how to do your hair, or lack thereof in my case? No. Is it how to do your nails? No, that's cosmetology. Cosmology is a branch of astronomy, okay, that deals with the origin of the universe. So it's the scientific theory that talks about the origin of the universe, its so-called evolution, and where it is today.